Well, welcome to the backyard at K&L Farms. Today I've harvested this row of Blue Lake bush beans for the first time this year. It's just one row, probably 15, 16 plants. And this is what we got on the first harvest. I'll have to weigh them later, see what we got. Our pole beans are flowering a lot, but we're not seeing any fruit there yet. Those are FM1K pole beans. Start over here. This is our purple passion asparagus. We've had several edible pieces off of that. And this is one that was over a foot tall when we came back from a weekend away. We ate part of that. This is our big Persian lime. It has one that's ready to go there as soon as we're ready to use it to cook with or whatever else you want to use it for. Lots of, probably a dozen or more this size on here, and then lots of little tiny ones too. You can see that when the plant can't support it, it'll let go of it. This is an improved Meyer lemon that we're learning how to prune. We're not doing great at that. It lost a bunch of leaves and we don't know why. It did get repotted this year. It went from a 5 to a 25-gallon pot, as did all of our big citrus. But you can see it's going to give us some lemons again this year, hopefully. This is grapefruit that we got a few off of last year, and it was flowering like crazy and had a lot of fruit on it at one point. And you can see somewhere in here that there's some tiny ones that we're not sure they're going to set yet. You can also see where there was a bunch that fell. And this is our Haas avocado, super Haas. Lots of new growth, but man, it looks raggedy. Let's see, so this is a kind of a nursery area. A lot of pepper plants, sweet peppers, hot peppers. This is a cayenne that has some fruit on it. 3 or 4 little peppers there. This is a sucker that I pruned off of a yellow pear tomato plant. And I stuck it in dirt and watered it. And this one here is from a cherry tomato plant. I did the same thing about 2 weeks ago, and it's growing just fine, setting root. Pretty neat little experiment. This is our green okra. There are a couple of burgundy okra right there that I had stuck in the ground. The rest of these we grew from seed from the okra that we grew last year. Don't remember the variety. Tomatoes for sale. Lots and lots of tomatoes for sale. Lots of them have fruit on. Lots and lots of it. This is our sister's garden, the Three Sisters garden. We have corn, and then we plant pole beans, and then we have zucchini and squash that will act as a mulch. But we started this garden with the corn, and then we planted some cantaloupe seeds here. And all but one of them made it, and we will have to thin these out because I don't think that 5 cantaloupe plants are going to make it in a smaller space. More tomatoes for sale. Hopefully we'll be doing the show soon. This is our potato whiskey barrel. You can see how the soil looks like it's been pushed up. That's the tomatoes underneath growing and expanding the soil. Our lettuce bed that is, we eat on it almost daily, and it's not going to last us much longer with the heat of the summer. It got a nice trim yesterday because it was just really full and overcrowded. We underestimated what this lettuce could do, grown from seed. This is a row of San Marzano tomatoes, 7 of them. After planting our other tomatoes, I decided that I wanted to try to grow a bunch of them and can them. And so I got approval for that. As you can see, these little clusters. Can you see these little clusters? Is my hand in the way? Yeah, there we go. You can see clusters of tomatoes. Some of them look different. Then they don't look like San Marzanos, but we're gonna We're going to find out. They're all growing at the same rate and all that, so I don't have any reason to think that they are a different plant. This is a couple of different peppers. Jalapeno gigante and big Thai. They're moving slow. Super steak at the end of each end of this bed. Super steak tomatoes. This one has a single fruit on it. But that's a long growing variety, 100 day, 95 day. This is burgundy okra. On this edge, it's just craving the heat. And then got 2 rows of, let me go around here, 2 rows of cucumbers. This is the first one here closest to us is beet alpha. And then the other one is a slicer. I forget the name of it right now, but we grew them last year and they were very prolific. As soon as we get enough plants here, I'm going to put a trellis netting thing up here and remove this chicken wire, just trying to keep the neighborhood cats out of my garden. This is more hot peppers. This was a thing called salsa blend, so it's 5 different kinds of pepper seeds all mixed into one packet. That's why we put 8 of them in here, so that we can try to get a variety. 3 or 4 of these are already flowering, budding, doing what they do. I'm not going to top any of these because I want to see what they are. I like to top my pepper plants just to get more bushy growth out of them and more production. But these, if I wind up keeping all of them, I definitely don't want them to be bushier. So, it is what it is. Nice, fun little experiment. This is the herb garden with the addition of some bok choy, baby choy. And then we're not sure what this is. We got it from a friend who says the leaves are good to eat, and it also grows some kind of a fruit that's good to eat. And then rosemary, blue star, basil, sage, oregano, cilantro. This is our volunteer sweet basil bed. There were 2 plants in there last year, and this spring it just started coming up like this, just skyrocketing. This is our determinate tomato bed. We have 12 plants in here. The row on the other side, there's 6 different varieties. And then the row on this side were plants that we got from the Harris County Master Gardeners or at the Genoa Friendship Garden. These 2 are yellow pear, which is, it doesn't look like they're the same plant, but they are. These 2 are black creme. And then these 2 are Japanese black tripele, I think. Lots of blooms on this one. And so we're gonna start seeing fruit off of that pretty soon, hopefully. And this black creme is also, both of these are blooming. The yellow pear, the sucker that I cut off and planted was blooming, and still is actually, and here's some right here. So we're looking forward to having some yellow pear here in the next few weeks, I guess. This is our determinate tomato bed. Oh, I forgot to mention over here, we always interplant something in these beds. I have 6 pepperoncini pepper plants that I topped, and they're getting nice and bushy. This one didn't get topped because it was a replacement for one that I think it got eaten by cutworm. We've got to do something with this mint before it takes over the world. But these pepperoncini pepper plants are really bushing out nicely. All of them are. This one looks like it's starting to set fruit. A little bit of onion and basil and marigold to try to deter some pests. The determinate tomato bed, this is a Best Boy, and then this is a red snapper from Haas Tools. These 2 right here, they are Roma, and Roma is setting fruit. These 2 here are bush steak. These 2 are your favorite and mine, baby boomer, the little 1-ounce cherry tomatoes. These are sweet peppers. We're planting them close together. This half of the bed was called Carnival Blend. So once again, it's one of those where they put 5 different seeds into a packet and you get what you get. They had a white, purple, yellow, orange, and red different bell peppers. So we'll see how they grow. I did top a few of those. And then on this side, we have Big Dipper, which is a big green, mostly 4-lobed bell pepper. And then we have a red bell over here California Wonder. And these plants are growing pretty well. I may wind up having to dig some of them up and move them just so they can produce for us. We have a couple of thornless blackberries in pots over here. As you can see, we're learning. This fig, my dad grew, he propagated, and it gave us a few figs last year, and it looks like it's going to give us a whole lot more than that this year. It's come on like gangbusters ever since we started getting sunlight and rain. We have a little root garden with some, well, apparently there's basil right here. But we have some icicle radish down here. And these are leeks. They've recently started coming on. 3 little rows of beets, different kinds. And then these are cherry bell radish. Some of them we picked one yesterday that yanked it out of the ground and pretty good size. And then we've got 3 rows of different kinds of turnip, just for fun. Mostly become chicken food. Not sure what's coming up here and here, but I didn't plant anything there. My wife may have. Then our onion bed, red, white, and yellow. You can see the red there. And then these are some bunching onions, just for green onions for cooking. What else do we have? I think that's about it. Talk to you later.